Welcome to EJ's Bridge Cars. So we're still doing some odds and ends, so I thought I would take the windshield apart and get it prepped for putting the new glass in. So I've got it laid out on the workbench, so let's go see what we can figure out. So here it is. As you can see, it's pretty dirty and you get a bit of surface corrosion. The rubber gaskets are all shot, but it's all there in one piece. And surprisingly enough, this glass is not cracked. I am surprised by that. But we've got a new piece anyway, so we shall see. So I think we're going to start, we'll get these 10x studs out and take these screws out of the end and see where we go from there. Those came easy enough. Yeah. I don't think we're going to have the same luck with these screws. No. That one did. Well, there's one end pane and the stainless steel strip. Well, a bit of penetrating oil got that screw out. And there's two more small screws down in there, and they're holding this crossbar in. So let's get those out. So I'm using an insert type screw bit because these are nice and hard. And I really don't want to turn these heads out. Well, one of them came out, one of them didn't. I had to drill the head off. So that's off. Which means this is just being held on by the gucky old rubber seal. You can see this end plate there, and that I'm probably just going to have to drill that and re-tap it. Hopefully I can use a small drill and bring it back to the same size it was. If not, I suppose it's not that difficult a part to make. Well, I would have thought this glass is flat, but it's not. It's got actually just a slight curve to it. So this first piece of rubber goes into this channel, and this thing is, the piece that's outside is just rigid as hell, so I just cut it off with a knife. There's another one of those tiny screws here. It's because there's a steel plate on the inner channel that two of the screws that held the rig on hold that plate in too. I'll get a little penetrating oil on the back side of those two screws because the heads are proud a little bit and it's stopping that piece from coming out. This is a PB blaster, by the way, in a Harbor Freight Maddox can. And I've noticed that the PB blaster that has the adjustable nozzle and all that stuff, they go flat after about 2 weeks. Here's a surprise. Take this scratch off. Poke it into the rubber, and look at that. Out it comes. The stuff that wasn't exposed to the atmosphere is still quite flexible. I mean, the other pieces, when I pick it up and fold it in half, it just breaks apart, but look. Just by not being exposed to the air and sunlight. So that's good. To get that plate out. I can get this one out as well. So I did the same thing. I cut that flange off, and I grabbed the tail. That piece is flexible enough. It's just pulling out of the channel. So that's easy enough. It's a little fussy, but it's not bad. I suppose you could soak it down with some penetrating oil again and see if you can't pull it through the channel, but I'm just being lazy. So this is the rubber strip for the lower piece, and if you look, that's actually slanted. So this will be towards the inside of the car, this towards the outside of the car, and it just slides into this channel. This channel does not seem to be directional. It looks like either way would work. So site correction. This lower bracket has a forward and rear facing. It's got a slight bow to it, just like everything else. And the thing I just checked on the part spreadsheet and everything else, This rubber piece, if you look, it leans to one side and it leans towards the cockpit of the car, and that's because when it's installed, it's at an angle. So that puts that piece more or less perpendicular. So if you flipped it the other way around, it may not fully engage the body. So just a quick note. So it's just a matter of sliding it into the notch. Well, it was a struggle, but I got it in. So I put the steel piece in the vise, locked the toolbox down, and slid it in. Once I got more than about 8 or 9 inches in, it didn't want to move. And what you have to do is push this a bit and do that, so it's kind of snaking across. And it took me at least half an hour to feed this. But you would just had a pair of vice grips on the end, pull it tight, and come back here, feed some more in, and work it up. And as you can see, as your slot came up, it made the flange ruffle a little bit like that is. But I was getting an inch or so at a time. So, and it was hard work, believe me, very hard work. But it's in. Well, here's the first for me. I'm going to try and install this piece of glass into this windshield frame. So this is the windshield frame out of my TR2. I expect the TR3 is the same. I've actually had it in once and it went in a bit easier than I thought, but I had wrinkles here where they came around the corners. So I'm going to try this again. So what I did is I pre-inserted the rubber into the side channels. This glass, if you look, is tapered here. This is the top edge, that's the top edge facing down. So I pre-inserted it into the channels so that we can put the glass in and slide it down. And then what I did on the bottom is I left it out like that. And as you can see, I've got plenty of, this is a 409, which is a cleaner. Do not want to use dishwashing detergent, because dishwashing detergent, what they tell me, has salt in it. And you know about salt and metal, not a good combination. So what my plan is this time, I'm going to shorten up this center section a little bit so that when the corners push in, because they're not 90 degrees, these corners, I think we can just cut them and that'll be fine, because I mean they're acute. That's a point. You can almost cut your finger on it. But these are radiused and the rubber needs to go around them. So I'm going to leave this center section a bit short, so when that pushes in, it stretches the rubber, and hopefully that will stretch it enough to get rid of those wiggles. So I'm going to do a little more prep, and then we'll turn the camera on and we'll see how it works. So I'm getting ready. So I'm putting 409 inside that rubber groove there so the glass will slip easily, and then I'm shooting the outside edges of that piece across the bottom. As you can see, this is somewhat akin to wrestling spaghetti. So I did find that these are the pieces that go between this frame and the outer stanchions. This is really good for pushing the rubber into the channels. It's just about a perfect tool for that. So when you push it into these side channels, you want to make sure that the rubber is even, because eventually we will want to see, because the rubber is visible outside of the metal, and we're going to want to see both sides nice and flush like that. The other thing to remember is there's a little metal strip on the inside on both sides, so the channel goes from deep to not so deep to deep again. So at the ends you can't push it in all the way, otherwise it's going to look funny. You want to have this strip centered, and we're going to recenter it after we've got the glass pushed in the first bit. All right, and don't forget that the holes for the 10X fasteners are the front of the windshield. This windshield has a slight curve to it, and the center of the windshield is closest to the front bumper. So then get that started in the rubbers. Uh-oh. So I've got this in. I've actually had it in 3 or 4 times trying to get the bubbles out of the corner. I was a good inch shorter across here. And what I've found now, because I've got little tabs of rubber hanging up, I can slide the window and the rubber channel up and then hold the rubber and push the window down, and that's gotten almost all of that bubble out. So I may try to do that one more time. And we'll see how it looks. That's the bubble as it is right now. And I'm sure to some degree those would shrink up a little bit with time as the rubber shrinks. But we'll see if we can't get it a little better right here at the start. About as good as it gets. That one's just about flat. Still got a pretty big one on the back. This one's just about flat. A little bit bigger on the back. And I noticed too, I can just do that and make it go away. So I can always put a spot of weather strip adhesive there if it doesn't shrink down and get it. And if the worst comes to the worst, I can V-section out a little piece. So I think that bit is done. There it is, all together. So I need to put a set of 10X fasteners in, but I think we're gonna get a new set because the old ones are pretty grimy. So I don't have those here. I haven't put those in yet. And of course, we sent the side stanchions out. I'm going to try getting them powder coated because this is California. There are no rechrome shops here. So, and because this is not shiny chrome anymore either, so I think it'll work pretty well. And it's certainly a lot easier than sending the stanchions off to some unknown facility far away. Anyway, so came out pretty well. I mean, the rubber is a little bit uneven here and there, but I've been finding it can actually pull a lot of it down just with my fingernails because the glass doesn't really go all the way up in the channel. So I may play with that a bit more, see if I can't get it a little more level. But it doesn't look bad. There we go. Hope you enjoyed all that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you next time.